Okay, I just took a pain pill at the hospital. The nurse said, don't do anything important, but I hope to show you this is so easy to make a graph of all of this stuff now. I opened the wrong file. Okay. You know, we're going to use the this one that says corporate model with history, right? Oh, but it's this one. Why did I have two ones open? Okay. And I think we have a blank model, and then we have this one where we put some assumptions. Now, we could kind of do a whole lot with this, but I'm just going to, for now, going to, gonna, going to, let's just graph the history and the forecast. And we'll put the history and the forecast in a different color. And let's put that, and let's make a drop-down box, okay? Now, the trick to doing this one, first, here's what kind of I do it. I mean, it might be, there might be a kind of better way to do this. I'm going to add two lines. Now, of course, we can hide those lines. This is with, if you shade this, if you press Shift, alternate left arrow, it takes them away, Shift, alternate right arrow, or you could go to Data and Grouping, Group, okay? Now, if we, let's just put a little switch. Let's just put a true here. If you even, oh, look at this. Maybe these things are bad. I can't spell the thing true. You could even put a little data validation, I suppose. There's no true false, I don't think. There might be. Let's put true and then comma false. Okay, and what all we're going to do with this one, oh, so I did it wrong. I guess I put a, where is my data validation? Come on, I think these drugs might be having more of an effect than I thought. Did you put like this? This is embarrassing. But I'm not going to turn the video off. That didn't work either. Oh my God. Okay, why didn't that work? Oh. Because my computer's in French, of course. Okay, now we can just copy this down, and what we can do is selectively just put trues, Control D to copy it down. Let's just put trues for the items we like to graph. So the idea about this is you could go and just pick any items that you would like to graph. And you know, we could get a little bit fancier, and I think another video I'll certainly do that. It might be the case that this is not in this column. We have to work with all the columns and all of that, okay? But for now, let's just get the basics down. Now, that's trick number one. That's not a big trick. Now, I'm going to start with a 0 and just simply put an adder, go up to the last one. Oops, I pressed the cap lock. This one plus the true. So this is just going to count how many items we have. And that's a big deal because we can use it with a match statement. Okay, and we seem to have 6 items. Okay, so let's just go down here and simply type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, you could make this very flexible, and if you had much more, but I'm just showing the idea now. We're going to use the match command and match this. Okay. They just brought me in a sandwich, so I just had that. So after you put the match in, we just can click on, I think, the entire column B, and then just put a 0. And what that will do, it will find the number 1 in column B. By putting a 0, I hope, it will find the first instance of that. So let's go up and see if row 39 is the revenue row. There it is. And the next one, CapEx to sales, that's row 47. And let's just go down here and double click on that. And there it is. The match and the index. And then we just put equal index. I hope I'm on the right column. And then we can just go to this one. And then we just shade this. No F4s, no nothing. Just pretty simple. Now if you want to make a little fancy graph, then you would go to the Developer tab. You would go to the Insert little button and put a little drop-down box. Okay? On this drop-down box, now this is the key. Tatiana from Gazprom Bank taught me this. Changed my whole life. Go to the other sheet and make a little windscreen or windshield wiper, or just wiper, whatever, essuie-glace en français, and then put a little code number. Okay? And then we're finished. And we have a little drop-down box, and we'll use this drop-down box to make the different graphs. Okay? And that will now, all we have to do is first, I hope, let's copy this. Oops, you know what I didn't do? You know that was very bad. We should have pressed the $sign here, shouldn't we have? Okay. And then we copy this to here. And we get our numbers. I have no idea why the formatting didn't. I mean, conditional formatting changed. Shift Control R, does that still work? Huh? It works even though I closed the file and reopened the file. So now we have history next to the forecast. And now we use the index command once again. It seems like we're just using the index over and over again. So this time you select this area and press this one, and you can press the F4 button to lock it. Copy this to here. Okay, whoops. I'm sure you're much faster than me at typing in this Excel. Shift Control R. Okay. And then we have our both our history and our forecast together. But perhaps we'd like to put the history in one line and the projection in another one. Then what we could do is just say, well, if it's the historic switch, then we'll just take this one. Now we can say if, this is really tricky, I wonder what not true is equal to. Any guesses? I think if we put not true, we'll get a false. Uh-oh. And then if it's false, then we'll do the same thing. Okay. And what we'll have is a true false next door. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. I'm supposed to go up here. Is that right? Shift Control R. Shift Control R. Now we have two different things on the scale. And now let's just make a graph. How about this? Let's just select this, press our wonderful little F11 key, and we have this. I don't know, would you rather have a line or this? How about for the chart title, let's put an equal sign and go to the name of what we're doing. and we have the history and the projection, and then only one other thing. Then you can just copy this. Remember, we did that very special little thing from Gazprom Bank, okay? The windscreen wiper. So here's our revenue growth, our capex to sales, our accounts receivable to revenues, and we can see kind of if we made a reasonable assumption. I mean, if you wanted to go, I'm just blabbering on now, but you could even put a little, go to the developer tab, you could put a little spin button next to this. I don't think these are gimmicks, do you? I think they're kind of the only way we get the data to a graph, you know. I think they're very real. Okay, and let's go from 1 to 6. You know, of course, we might want to add a whole lot more. Once again, oh, there's my advertising. Remember, financeenergyinstitute.com. Remember that? So for cheap classes, well, not cheap, but high quality classes that just don't cost very much. So we just put those here, and we can change this either way, and we could copy this to our assumptions chart. I guess it puts it here, and we could do this either way. So if you don't kind of like the fact that you have to do it manually, you can just put them one by one. Oops, we got to that. Okay. That's how we did this all with the match and the index, basically. A little bit of a true-false trick. And we can take stuff. Oh, they're making some noise at the hospital. Okay, so I think that's enough.